Welcome back, everyone. Quick disclaimer before we begin. This episode was actually recorded a couple weeks ago, and due to some unforeseen circumstances, it took me a little while to post it. So there is some content in this episode that's a little bit outdated, but we thought we'd roll with it anyway. We do tease a deep dive of Olivia Rodrigo's new album during this episode. That episode will come out in a few weeks when Danny and I come back from our family vacation. In the meantime, please enjoy our first episode back from my paternity leave. Welcome to the Daily Record Spin. Welcome to the Daily Record Spin. I'm your host, Jimmy Clements. Joining me today, as always, is my little brother and the co-host of this show, Danny Okey. Danny, how you doing today, man?
We're so back. We've never been so back.
Never been so back. Yeah, we never left. We did, in fact, leave. But thank you all for hanging out with us, and welcome back to the show. We're also here to welcome our friend and possible third chair of this show, at least in the running. For those of you who haven't seen or haven't listened back to our audio-only episodes, it's been a while since he's been on, but our friend Jacob Godbey is here. Jacob, how you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. It's good to be back. It's been a little while. I'm happy the podcast is back selfishly, and I'm excited to be part of that.
Heck yeah.
Well, we're very excited to have you.
For those who don't know, based on my hat here, I did have a baby. My wife went into labor hours after I posted our last episode, so it has been a minute, but we went right up to the wire with that last one, and then we had to take some time off. I have also had a second baby in the form of a bar that I opened in Studio City, so we can talk more about that later, but it's been a busy time for me, and therefore I have been really off the radar as far as music goes. So these guys are here to help me figure out what I missed, and so we're going to go through some categories today, talking about a lot of the music that has come out in the last few months and kind of get our listeners back on the path of music discovery here, and dishing about some big artists that release stuff, as well as smaller artists that deserve more recognition. So I'm excited to get into this with you guys.
Me too. I like to call this episode "Here's What You Missed on Glee."
Yes. Glee.
I appreciate that. I'm your hip single friend that is up to speed on the musics of the world. So you called me in.
It's important. You cover some other genres too that that the two of us don't always hit. So I appreciate your perspective here.
Yes, you two made the mistake of giving me your phone numbers, and now I text about music. Once every other month, just to hey, have you listened to this? Have you listened to that?
And we appreciate it, because honestly, you probably listen to double the amount of music that we listen to combined. So it's nice to have a fresh perspective like that.
And got that work from home life. There's always something on.
Yeah, it's a good point.
My issue is I have been trying to patch together 3 or 4 functioning brain cells per day. And my attention span for anything scripted or long form is just completely out the window. I've maybe watched a handful of movies. I've watched 2 TV shows perhaps since Olive was born. Yeah, it's tough. My attention span is completely shot at the moment. So,
but Baby and Bar are healthy. They are doing well.
Baby and Bar are healthy. Yeah, my daughter's name is Olive. She was born at the end of February. She's doing great. She's 3 months now. She's a cute little kid.
That's wild.
She's such a sweetheart. Cow. I know. Honestly, really easy baby, knock on wood. Probably going to be a demonic toddler. She's very independent and seemingly very frustrated that she's a baby. It's kind of wild. She's sort of shown that since she was about 1 month old, that she's frustrated by her limitations of being a baby. It's pretty funny. And Bar's doing great as well. So I opened a bar and restaurant with a couple friends in Studio City called The Last Canteen. It's a post-apocalyptic themed bar and restaurant, and we're doing great so far. We had a hugely successful grand opening. We just finished our first normal week of service as well, so everything's going great there. If you're in town, check it out. It's a fun time, and we'd be happy to have you.
Absolutely, I can't wait to see it. We'll be there next month.
Yeah,
excited. I guess almost this month. We're just
I know
one
we're
day
getting
away
close.
from June.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm excited. Well, congratulations. It's very exciting. I think you have many excuses to be off the radar, so no judgment here. We'll do our best to catch you up.
I'm just excited to learn today. So
yeah.
Anything we want to say before I jump into some of these categories here?
Yeah. So what Jimmy's alluding to is he created kind of some superlatives that we are going to assign different music, albums, songs that we have been enjoying over the past several months. So that's kind of how we're going to go through things today. But I would say if we don't get to everything, I'll probably take a little bit of time at the end just to shout out some other projects that I've been really enjoying. And Jacob, feel free to do the same as well. Just because there has been so much music, even though it's kind of been a slower year so far in terms of like the big mainstream artists, there's been a lot of stuff happening underneath that. So yeah, that's all I'll say on that is if we don't get to everything, I will try my best to do a rapid fire at the end.
Yeah, this year's had quite a bit of stuff that I've liked. Most of the albums I'm going to talk about today, I enjoy more than most of the albums in my top 10 from last year. So It's been a good year in the, more punk rock genres, and I'll get into that later. But the back half of the year, looking to be just as good as well. So I'm pretty excited.
Awesome.
Even in my limited listening so far this year, I tend to agree. I've liked more of the stuff I've listened to this year than last year, which I thought was just a pretty slow music year, especially from big artists. So pretty stoked about this year so far. All right, let's get into it though. We're going to start with a big one. Favorite album of the year so far. I'm going to kick this to Danny to start. Danny, what's your favorite album of the year up to this point?
That's a really loaded question because I'm really toggling between two. So I'm going to shout both of them out because for months now, it's been one album and like hasn't really been any contest. But there's one album that has slowly crept up, came out around the same time, but has slowly crept up to could be my album of the year. So the first is an album called You by the artist Underscores. It is an insane. We're not really using the word hyperpop anymore, are we? I think the internet has kind of agreed that hyperpop is kind of a dead genre. So I've heard that's what people are saying. I don't really understand.
Yeah, what are we calling it now? I guess
I've seen a lot of people call it what are they calling it? Digicore or something like that. I don't know.
That's better for sure. Yeah.
But it's an electronic album. But I mean, just absolutely littered with like pop history. There is so much catchy stuff on there. The hooks are insane. It's very, I would say reminiscent of like, think the time period of like the Neptunes, Timbaland, that kind of sound, Bloodshine and Avant, like that very like early 2000s pop style. That is very much kind of at the forefront of what Underscores is doing, but taken to the present with all of the technology we have now and like dialed up to like 3000 with maximalist electronic elements. It's a little bit of stimulus overload, but in the best way possible. And I am loving this album. It's a tight, like, gosh, it's probably like 35 minutes long. It's like 10 songs, super quick, and it earns every single minute and you leave wanting more. It's fantastic. And I know, Jacob, you have listened to this as well.
Yeah,
correct?
I like it. You described it really well. It's a lot of fun. And I first became aware of Underscores from their work on Danny Brown's album last year.
Oh, okay.
Which I was telling Jimmy earlier before you got on that I also like that album a lot. And so it's great. Yeah, I like that album a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. I actually was first aware of her on the Okey album that came out last year.
Also a good album. Yeah.
Yes, also a great album. She did a song called Harvest Sky with Okey, which was my favorite off of that record. So I guess that says something about Underscores. I'm suddenly a huge fan. So that's my first one. I absolutely love that album.
I'll say,
go ahead.
I've also listened to this album. I echo that it's a really well done thing. I don't know if the genre formerly known as hyperpop is my genre, but it's a very good album. And what I liked about it most is that it's very backloaded. It's the rare album that I think gets better as it goes, which is pretty astonishing. That's hard to come by, especially in pop. So
super hard to come by. It keeps it exciting like throughout the entire runtime. Yeah, I would say it's really front loaded with a lot of the like quote unquote hyper pop elements.
Yeah.
And then the back half is where you get to like the really pop inspired stuff. So I don't know. It's really fun. I think she's kind of a genius. I can't wait to see what she does next. Speaking of genius, a artist that I previously thought was not to talk about the Kia Asylum already in this podcast episode.
Not even,
but an artist that I previously thought was in the Kia Asylum, and I was like, this is not for me. Decided to release an absolutely insane artistic statement and said fuck is everything she was doing before. This album is called Worst Girl in America by Slater. Holy shit. What a fantastic album. She was doing like this kind of like, I don't know, think like Ava Max, think like Kim Petras, kind of, I like to call it twink pop. Just saying. And that stuff has just never been for me. I just always found it so musically uninteresting. And then this year she decides to put out this like electro clash, like indie sleaze, like nasty club sweaty record that has incredible pop elements thrown in there, kind of like quasi metal stuff happening towards the middle of the record too. Like she is screaming throughout a lot of this record, and it works incredibly well for me. The first time I heard it, I was, I think, a little off put by it, just because like that's not typically my thing, as we have previously discussed. Screamo and metal is just not, that's just not for me. But it's the other elements that are thrown in here that really make it work for me, and her performance on it is, I think, at the forefront of what makes this so exciting. Her delivery on all of these songs is so compelling, so convincing. And I think that is partly because I know the background of this album, which is that Slater obviously wasn't like a hugely popular artist, and kind of got to a point where with her label where she was like, I'm going to make one more record for me and then I'm going to dip out because it's just not, I'm not selling right. The label is mad at me for not selling records, whatever. She's like, so I'm going to make one more. I'm going to make it something that I would like to listen to. And now she's having an absolute moment. So I think that's really cool and a very compelling story.
Love it.
Yeah, I listened to that one, and it overwhelmed me, and I need to give it another shot.
It's super overwhelming.
It was like so obviously more carefully constructed than Slater's previous work. Like it was easy to tell how much effort went into it.
Yep. Absolutely. Jim, have you even dabbled with this one?
No, I haven't.
Don't. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, you're going to hate it. I actually sent it to Sarah. It was either last week or the week before. I was like, please tell me you're listening to the Slater album. She's like, no. I was like, I feel like you will really like this, but Jimmy will absolutely hate it.
What about that? I feel like I would like the metal and screamo elements though, huh?
You might. Okay. You might. I mean, listen at your own risk. I'm not sure it's for you. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's phenomenal. I love it. So those are my two contenders. Jury's still out which one's going to take it right now. I think if I had to pick right now, I'd pick the Underscores album, but Slater could creep in there.
I love that. Jacob, what's your favorite album of the year so far?
Yeah, this one was also tough. As Danny said, there's a couple vying for that top spot, but I'm going to go with Joyce Manor's album, I Used to Go to This Bar. They are a punk band. This album's, I would argue, more like power pop. In that they kind of dabble with a couple different genres. There's not a song over 3 minutes on it. It's 10 tracks. It clocks in at like 18 minutes. So it really wins for me because of the repetition. Like you can just put it on 6 times in a row and you've listened to the album as long as another album might be. I've liked Joyce Manor for a long time. I appreciate their brevity. They don't overstay their welcome. They just find this really, really catchy hook. They maybe do it twice and then move on. And it just sounds really nice. Like the production's really good. It's like their 7th or 8th album, but it kind of feels like their like major label debut. Even though they're still on Epitaph Records, which is a major indie label. But it's probably my favorite of the year so far. And then I could give you 1B, 1C, 1D. Like there's a lot of good stuff, but I'll touch on those later.
Nice. I think this is the first I'm ever hearing of Joyce Manor, but I'm taking notes. I have a sticky note because I knew that I would have recommendations that I need to get to. So this sounds cool though. Sounds really cool.
All My Friends Are So Depressed is like different for them. It's got a little like Western tinge to it.
Okay.
But it's one of my favorite songs they've probably ever done because it is so different for them and it is successful.
I love that. Also, 18-minute album. That's giving Fancy That from last year, which
I was just about to say that. Yeah. And I loved Fancy That. I mean, talk about a replayable record. So yeah, this is definitely one I'll have to check out.
For sure. Okay, I don't have an answer for this one yet because I just haven't listened to enough, and so I would feel really silly even weighing in on this category. So
for sure,
we'll move on to biggest surprise. Let's go to Danny first. What was your biggest surprise of the year so far?
So my gut reaction was to go with Hilary Duff, just because I'm actually still playing it, and I really didn't think that was going to happen. Obviously, that was like kind of the last record we talked about before we kind of took our hiatus. So I won't get into that too much because we did it on that episode. But that one definitely surprised me at how much she was able to kind of bring a very nostalgic, kind of washed up act to 2026 and do it in a really fresh way. I just was impressed by that. So I'll go with another one that actually really surprised me. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite albums of the year, but it's just so joyous and fun. And from an artist who has put out a lot of, in my opinion, really spotty work throughout his career, I'm going with Whatever's Clever by Charlie Puth. This is a really just fun, very campy 80s inspired. I don't even want to say 80s inspired. It's like 80s, like pastiche. To the max. Yeah, pastiche. But done in such a tasteful and like I said, really campy, really fun way. I think like Peter Gabriel and Genesis and who's the other guy from Genesis? Peter Gabriel.
Phil Collins.
Thank you. Phil Collins. It's like that late 80s, like early 90s, kind of just like Toto. I think like Africa. Like it is so fun. There's a lot of bangers in it. There's a lot of really good features. He has a song with Kenny G. Kenny G does a solo in it. It's really, really, really great and very surprising because I always attribute Charlie Puth to like being such a musical genius, but his music is always so like hit or miss, like really uninspired, bland pop music. And I felt that way about his previous album, but this one feels so genuine. It feels very human. In a time that's very AI, it feels like very human created. Very like, I'm going to embrace the cringe. I don't know. I really like it. So that's probably my most surprising this year.
That's cool. To be fair to Charlie, he has some bangers. I really like Attention and
he does.
We Don't Talk Anymore. There's some good ones.
His Voice Notes album is actually quite good. That's probably my favorite one he's done. But the Charlie album that preceded this one, I thought was so bland. Yeah, such a miss. So this one really worked for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jacob, what's your biggest surprise so far?
I'm going to go with Gorillaz, The Mountain.
Oh, I haven't listened yet. Okay.
I have been on Gorillaz since the first album. I was very little, but I remember seeing the Clint Eastwood music video and just being blown away. Same with the Feel Good Inc. music video and Murdoch's really long nipples. Like I just, and I've liked everything they've put out to a varying degree. Some albums, every one of them has like 4 or 5 good songs on it.
Yeah.
But this is the first one in 15 years. I think Plastic Beach came out in 2010 that has felt like a cohesive statement. Mm-hmm. It's not for everyone. It's real dense. It opens with like a 5-minute instrumental that has lots of like Eastern sounds featured on it. Mm-hmm. But man, some of the best features they've had in a long time, like some of their best straight up pop songs hiding in the track listing as well. And I was just surprised that I like it as much as I do.
Yeah. I think Gorillaz is a very embarrassing blind spot for me. I just like have not listened to I'm not sure I've ever listened to an album of theirs before this one. I did listen to The Mountain. And so I think not having that context hurt me a little bit in listening to this. I felt dense was the right word. Like I felt like I was like really like trying to dig my way through years and years of history that I just was not understanding. And so it didn't land super well for me, but I think it's just because I don't have that context. And
that density is like part of the nostalgia because their first three albums are real dense as well. Yeah. And so that is, I think, why people are like, sounds like old Gorillaz. It's because it's dense and it's confusing and it takes a long time to unravel. And for some people, I don't think it ever will.
Yeah. But I've seen a lot of really great praise from this. I think a lot of people agree with you. Those Gorillaz fans who have been there for a long time have been really pleased with this record.
Cool. I really like Damon Albarn. I'll check this out because I actually even liked the album from 2-3 years ago. I forget what that
Cracker Island.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
There's some great songs,
but I thought it was fun and I enjoyed it. So I will check this out for sure. Cool. Biggest surprise of the year for me so far was honestly Middle of Nowhere, the Casey Musgraves record, and I will say that only because I really thought the country Casey sound of the first two albums was never coming back. And I think as somebody that really yearned for that, I felt like I was fed this time. I fully understand if people are not connecting with this one as much. I have talked to varying degrees of people with varying degrees of engagement with it. Some people are like, this was a miss for me. Other people agree with me that they really appreciated that country Casey's back. I will say I'm very excited. I'm hoping to get to see the tour for this because I really love what she's doing in terms of a stripped down arrangement of some of her big hits and kind of this like down home, local town hall country jamboree thing that she's doing with this live set. It's really cool. She did a secret performance at Coachella that I watched on YouTube for this album. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about seeing this one live, which I don't know that I felt about the last couple, only because I've never thought that the arena main pop girl vibe was right for Casey. It's not really something that fits with her ethos or aesthetic. And so I'm happy that she's found something where she can really celebrate her big hits while still remaining true to her roots there.
Remind me the name of her last one.
Her last one was called Deeper Well. Yeah.
Deeper Well. Okay. There's a couple songs on Deeper Well I like more than anything on Middle of Nowhere. However, I think Middle of Nowhere just plays all the way through better. I do like it as well.
Yeah. I think I agree with Jacob there. Yeah.
I'm going to hold off on my opinion. This may come into a category upcoming. But I will say I agree with you wholeheartedly on the arena aesthetic is not for Casey. She's unfortunately at a point in her career where she like has main pop girl status. So she like has to do arenas because of demand. But if I could see her like in an outdoor amphitheater, that would be like everything to me. So I'm hoping
like 10 more years.
Yeah, exactly. Give it some time. She'll be less popular and I can see her at an outdoor amphitheater. That would be the best way to see her. But yeah, she just does kind of have that demand.
I first saw Casey live at the Greek, and I think that was the most perfect place to ever see Casey Musgraves. It was right after Golden Hour came out and before it like blew up in terms of winning, album of the year and all that. So it was pretty perfect. I don't know that we'll ever get back to that, but I'm very grateful to have been there.
For sure.
Is it perhaps your biggest disappointment? Is that where you're putting this one or no?
So it's not my biggest disappointment, but I did include it as a contender. Okay. So I'm coming at it from a different perspective that I prefer later period Casey over early period Casey. Not to say I don't love early period Casey, because I do, but Golden Hour for me is like the turning point in her career. And I have loved everything since. I loved Starcross. I loved Deeper Well. Deeper Well is my second favorite Casey album. So I think it's not even the country sound necessarily, because I love her in that bag. I love Pageant Material, at least most of Pageant Material.
That's my second favorite record. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets a little rocky for me towards the end of that record, but agreed. I love what she did on there. For me, it's not the country sound. It's none of I shouldn't say none. A lot of these songs just are not leaving any kind of an impression on me. It's not that they're bad. I'm just kind of underwhelmed, I guess. I'm not really connecting lyrically to them, although I think she really got kind of back into her lyrical bag.
Yes.
In terms of like her wittiness on this, and like clever wordplay, which I really appreciate. I kind of feel like the songs where she's being a little bit more just like plain and honest, like think like Slow Burn, and Deeper Well, the title track, like those aren't necessarily like clever wordplay songs, but I feel them more in my soul for whatever reason. So I think I was searching for more of that on this. And so it kind of left me a little bit like, I just wish there was like one or two more songs that just like really land for me. But there's still some real highlights. Like Loneliest Girl is going straight into the canon of all-timer Casey songs for me. Excellent song. I love Everybody Wants to Be a Cowboy. I think that's a gorgeous song. So
what's the name of the song where it's like she's joking like he's going to get his shit together and
Back on the Wagon.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That one is that kind of witty Casey lyrical
for sure.
Stuff.
For sure. But that's actually
Sorry,
a good example.
I cursed on the podcast.
Oh no, we do it all the time. It's fine.
Okay.
That's a good example of one that I really do like lyrically. I think it's very funny, but musically it's just doing nothing for me. Absolutely nothing for me. So yeah, it's just a give and take on this. I think I just prefer the other kind of side of Casey, but it's definitely not my biggest disappointment. I definitely will not say that. Not when I can throw a man under the bus. You will never catch me throwing a woman under the bus when there's two men that can do it for me. And those men's name are Harry Styles and Bruno Mars, because holy flop city, like get out of town. What do you mean Harry Styles was absolutely at the top of the world, could have done another huge moment to really come back and deliver just what I think is such an uninspired, lazy, boring album. It's not even like... Which is a bummer
because Aperture is cool.
I loved Aperture. When Aperture came out, I was like, hell yeah, this is a cool vibe. And then the rest of the album just did not land for me. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but it just like completely washed. I haven't even thought about it since its release week.
This is both of the ones you just mentioned are in different categories for me, so we'll talk about how I feel about them later.
So you'll hold off.
Yeah. Okay. I will say that watching videos of him performing the stuff from this, I just feel like his soul was not in this project at all.
Yes.
Like he just seems completely devoid of joy. Like he's just doing this because the record label wanted him to, which is weird. Yes. So I don't know what's going on here.
He has a song on the record called Paint by Numbers, and that's exactly how this record feels.
Yeah.
That's exactly how he's like, I'm going to like do a quasi experimental thing, and I'm going to like get inspiration from LCD Sound System, but make it totally devoid of any soul and so uninteresting.
Yeah. It's like not to throw Taylor Swift under the bus, but kind of. I just feels like if Taylor was to put out an experimental album, I feel like it would be this, where it's not really experimental. It's just like cosplaying is that genre. And I don't know. It's not working for me.
Yeah. I'm going to hop on the second one you mentioned, Danny, which is also my biggest disappointment of the year.
Great. Sounds good.
Yeah. I also, quick honorable mention, I did not like the new Foo Fighters album. I thought it was pretty bad.
Tough.
That's what I heard. I haven't listened to it yet because I heard it was bad.
Yeah. I didn't even get through it. I'm going to be honest.
Yep.
Same. That's rough.
Yeah. But yeah, Bruno Mars, it's just a bummer, a real bummer.
I don't understand. Like, why did we wait 10 years for this?
Like, I know the first song too, the first single again, it's not Aperture, but it was fun. It's like,
it was fun.
Okay. Yeah.
It just seems like, what have you done in the past 10 years? It kind of feels like this came out in 2016 with 24 Karat Magic. I'm like, you could have released this at any point in this time period, and it would have been like, yeah, okay. I'm like, 10 years, new Bruno Mars, here we go. And it's just like the same shit he's been giving us for a decade. I don't understand.
And somehow emptier, like there's just less quirkiness to it. You know, Silk Sonic, like they're, what I like about them is their specifics, you know, like, if you're hungry, I've got fillets. Like that's such a specific lyric. Same thing with 24 Karat Magic, you know, with like the Halle Berry voicemail on Calling All My Lovelies.
Yeah.
And just all those specifics are just completely absent from this album, as is Anderson .Paak, which is a bummer. Because it does kind of feel like trying to do that Silk Sonic sound, but without the other half of what makes it so fun and so magical. But again, like you said about Harry Styles, I listened to this twice when it came out and just haven't thought about it since.
Yep. 100%. Jim, I feel like you are chomping at the bit to share a different perspective.
I'm just going to introduce this next category, which is the A-lister album that wasn't as bad as people say. And this is where I'm going to put the romantic. Because, here's what I'll say about it. I fully agree with everything you're saying. It is a bit generic. It's a bit hollow. That being said, it's still well-produced music from a very talented artist. And I think that this is like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 album. Like, it's not a bad album. I think it's enjoyable to listen to. I think the state of male pop stardom made people like this less because they really wanted it to be The Cure, in the same way that people are mad about Harry's album. I think as an inoffensive project, it's totally fine. I think as a waiting 10 years for a project, it sucks. But like, I don't think it's a bad album, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Like, I enjoyed listening to it. It's very flighty. It's very unserious. It goes by without really being noticed, but I don't think it's bad.
Perhaps if I had like a pool that I could host a party at and have that on in the background, I do think it would be really great for that.
It's 100%.
And I agree with you.
Pool party cookout.
It's not full on bad. It's just not exciting or like as gripping as his other material has been.
Of course. Yeah. I agree with that.
I totally hear all of your points, and I don't disagree with you. I don't think it's a bad record by any means, but when you are an artist at that caliber and that talent level, I would argue that uninspired is worse than bad. And that's how I feel about this.
I disagree.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I almost would rather him really go for something and have it be terrible than just like play it so safe. Like, I'm just going to like have AI create what sounds like a Bruno Mars album. And that's what this sounds like to me.
I push
that's
back
how
on
it feels to me.
I don't think it sounds like AI created this. I mean, he like records every single instrument and stuff like this.
For sure. And I'm exaggerating a bit, but what I mean by that is like, if you ask like one of those TikTok content creators, be like, hey, make a song that sounds like a Bruno Mars song, they would create this album.
That's fair.
What it sounds like.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I hear that. That's where I'm at with it. But what I will say is, as I was listening to it, it kind of feels like he released it as an excuse to go on tour again.
Correct.
So, and there are a few songs on there that I think will go hard on the live show. And so if that was the goal, I think he met the goal for sure. I just felt like kind of the couple of years before this, he was dabbling with some features that were introducing some kind of new stuff, like think Apatow with Rosé. Yeah. And there was that awful song with Sexy Red called Fat, Juicy and Wet that I can't even talk about. But again, at least he was going for something, he was trying something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so we're exploring some new territory here just for him to release an album that's like kind of what we've gotten from him. I felt like that was a weird choice.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Jacob, what is the A-lister album that you don't think is as bad as people say?
This one took me a minute I haven't really been listening to too many A-list bands. So this band is not A-list and the album is not getting bad reviews, but I just want to shout out that All American Rejects have a new album out.
Oh,
they do?
What?
Yeah, it's called Sandbox and it's fun. It's not like their older stuff. The sound is, I guess, the instrumentation's a little more organic sounding. The choruses are a little more low key, but there's some really good songs on there. And it's not, it's not like Bruno Mars where you've been waiting 10 years. It's like just a pleasant little, oh yeah, this is cool. So it's worth a listen. It's again, people are not saying that it's bad and the band certainly is not A-list, but worth a listen for sure.
I'd argue that they used to be A-list. I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, they definitely. I would say they definitely used to be A-list as well. But yeah, I haven't. I feel like I lost track of All American Rejects forever ago. So that's exciting to hear that they're still making music.
Yeah, it was their first one since I want to say like 2012 or
Yeah,
something.
It Gives You Hell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was the last one, right?
No, there's one after that called Kids in the Street, which I actually think is really, really good.
Oh, okay.
But it's a dense, and there's not really like a radio hit on it. So
gotcha.
But that one's worth listening to as well if you have not. And yeah, Move Along turns 20 this year.
Ugh, what an all-timer.
Why would you say that to me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's horrifying.
Doesn't the Chord Tree album from Fall Out Boy also turn 20 this year, or is that next year?
That turned 20 last year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Infinity on High will be 20 next year.
That's right. Oh my God. We're old.
Devastating.
Yep.
So old. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You, Daniel.
Well, cool.
What do you think about?
This one is going to come as a surprise, I think.
Oh.
So, as you may know, a little artist named Drake decided to drop 3 albums in one night. He decided to drop 3 albums in one night, which is like...
Danny, STF.
It's hear me out, okay? Hear me out. I think that's a crime against humanity to drop that much music in one night. Like truly, like he deserves jail time for doing that. I listened to exactly one of these records because I read descriptions of them and I picked the one that I thought I might like the best. And it's not that bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying I added it to my library or I'm going to be listening to it. But the Maid of Honor album kind of has some cool stuff in it.
Is that the dance hall one?
Yes, it's the more dancey one. Everyone was saying, if you're gay, do this one. So I did. And it's really inconsistent. It's very spotty. But there's a handful of specifically like the very beginning and the very end of the record. In the middle, it's like total wash. But he's doing some stuff that actually sound kind of cool. He has like some awful, ridiculous accents he's going for that he just, again, jail time. He's jail time. But there's some dancey stuff and some production choices that I'm like, Drake, if you like really like made a succinct 10-track, like kind of more dance hall inspired, but like really spend like 3 years making it and finding inspiration for it, I think it's a good lane for him. That's all I'll say. That's where I'll leave it.
I will say that I think he should be in jail for other reasons. And this podcast does not condone pedophilia.
Well, yes. Yes. And I will say that Pitchfork agrees with me because they gave Maid of Honor Best New Music, which I think is crazy. But Pitchfork really liked this one too, so I'm not totally.
They also gave the rap one like a 1.3 or something. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. But I hate this data dump era of music that we're in. It's horrible. Needs to stop. It's horrible.
Agreed.
It's horrible. Stop doing this.
Yeah.
So I would rate Maid of Honor like a 5.75 out of 10. And for me, a later period Drake album, that's not bad.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
What's an album you can't stop listening to this year? Let's switch it back to super positive here. Danny, I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay. What did I write? As with all of these, I have like 2 options. So I'll go with the one recently that I can't stop listening to, which is the new Muna record, Dancing on the Wall.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It just fucking rocks. I mean, just like Muna has yet to miss for me.
Yeah.
This one specifically is just top to bottom bangers. I mean, it's seriously banger after banger after banger. And at times, sometimes feels kind of like, you remember how we talked about with Mayhem last year, how it was just like balls to the wall the entire time?
And you want a breath of fresh air at some point? I don't feel that extreme about this record, but a similar feeling in that it's just like, damn, they really like. So it actually took me a few listens to like start to differentiate everything because everything was like so high BPM, you know? Yeah.
But once I started to do that, I mean, the songs just land incredibly well. They're just unbelievable songwriters. I think there's a lot of really funny, witty lyricism in here. Also some really smart stuff like Big Stick and Buzzkiller. I think, damn,
both of those
pen was on fire.
Are standouts for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think "So What" is maybe one of their best songs ever.
I agree.
I wasn't
slow burner.
I wasn't-
Yeah.
I wasn't super high on it when I first heard it. I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. It gave me like reminded me kind of a Runner's High from
Yes.
the self-titled album. And then the more I listen to it, I'm like, this is fucking genius. Like the production on here is absolutely unreal. I'm very inspired. I love how you can never really figure out the chorus. Like you can never get in the pocket of what's going on. That I find that really exciting.
Yeah.
Just great music all around. Can't stop listening to it. That's my pick for this one.
I'll stay on here because that was also my answer for this category.
Okay.
I love this album. I think it's my favorite Muna album. It's very close with self-titled, but I don't think that anything is quite as like euphoric as What I Want or Silk Chiffon on this, maybe, but like
agreed.
Like across top to bottom, I think it's stronger. There is a little bit like tracks 8, 9, 10 of what you're saying about Mayhem, where I'm just like, okay, that it's like, I want like a little bit of an island here to retreat to for a second, but like I feel like you get that with Buzzkiller, so it doesn't make me mad. I will say like East Side Girls, total incredible song. That song feels like my experience of Los Angeles. Like I used to work across the street from All Time. Like Capri Club is one of my favorite bars in LA. So like just hearing a lot of the references in that one, I don't know. It just it feels like home. So I really like that song a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about this record too. This isn't my answer, but it's great. I do wonder if they called, Maddie Healy just to make sure that the 1975 weren't going to put out an album this year.
Sure. I hear that too. Yeah.
Because the title track, it just sounds straight up like that. And then the bridge of East Side Girls reminds me a lot of Love It If We Made It.
Oh,
which, of course.
I have a different reference for that.
I'll have to go back and
We
listen.
Didn't Start the Fire?
Yes, that was my thought.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I have more to say about East Side Girls later. And I'm going to shout out their self-titled record because I think Home by Now might be my favorite Mona song.
It's an amazing song.
So good.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I think I was going to say, I think self-titled still has my heart just as a whole. I think the highs are much higher on self-titled, but this one is extremely consistent and so many euphoric moments. I think it was really smart bringing in Justin Tranter to give some bangers towards the second half.
I didn't know he worked on this. Okay.
The two he worked on were oh shoot, I'm not going to remember any of the names of these. There's one with the word girl in it. It's back-to-back songs.
Not Mary Jane, right?
Mary Jane was one of them. It's Mary Jane and Girls Girl.
Yeah.
Girls Girl.
Oh,
he worked on those
that one
two.
does feel like a Justin Tranter song.
Yeah, and you can tell like the choruses are very like, we're doing like a radio pop moment.
Yeah.
I thought that was very smart for them to bring in some fresh blood into their work, and I love it.
Shout out Wanna Be Her, also a great song.
I love that one.
Also great. I think that's my favorite on the record other than So What.
That's fair.
Wanna Be Her is unreal.
I would agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
There's some fun like industrial references on this album that I feel like is new to their sound, and that's why that one is especially inspired by those sounds. I feel like a lot of the like 8, 9, 10, it's experimenting with like other 80s-esque sounds. I hear like a lot of Michael Jackson in there and like, Paul Abdul and stuff like that. So like there's some, even some Madonna, honestly, in some of those later tracks, which I don't know if I kind of prefer that they're experimenting in a non-80s lane. But I understand why they drew from that well, because it makes sense.
Yeah. It does make sense for their sound. Do you guys feel like Buzzkiller reminds you of David by Lorde? It's a very similar vibe. The kind of like in and out production happening in your headphones. It's very similar to David.
I hadn't thought about that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, go back and listen.
As an album closer, it sort of reminds me of Tell Me How from After Laughter.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Sort of like a downbeat, introspective ending to otherwise like very high energy album.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it made me think of.
It's a good comparison.
Pretty sure After Laughter turns 10 next year too.
It sure does. 2017. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
That's a good segue.
Anyways,
pop punk bands, the album I haven't been able to stop listening to is The Academy Is Almost There. Now, they're like a pop punk band. They were on Fueled by Ramen with Paramore, and they, dropped 3 albums back in the day, and they've come back. This is their first album since 2010, I think.
Cool.
And I don't quite know how to categorize it, like dream pop punk, I guess I would say. Just really tight, well-written pop songs that are clearly written by guys in their 40s. And as a guy in my 30s now, all these songs are like wistful and nostalgic. And, one of the lyrics in one of the highlights, Snow Days, is like, maybe we'll meet up, do some dad shit. I don't drink anymore. I chose a different door. So it's fun to I'm not quite there yet as far as looking back, but I don't know. I also got to see them last year, which I never thought I would be able to do since they hadn't toured in 15 years, but they came to Denver. I was there. It was awesome. And for that reason, that album's just been on replay a lot. I don't think there's a song over like 3.5 minutes on it.
That's kind of the trend now. I feel like songs are getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is like, speaking of trends, like artists are just like coming back. Like nostalgia acts are very in right now.
Yeah.
Yes,
we are.
100%.
I was gonna say we are seeing The Cab on tomorrow night.
They released an album too.
They sure did. Sarah's favorite band from her childhood. So we got VIP tickets to go tomorrow. We're gonna get to meet them and stuff. She's met them before, awesome. But like it's been 15 years, so it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I think the world is just so dark that we're all like reaching back to what we loved when we were kids.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? For comfort. And so that's what I feel like nostalgia is working extraordinarily well in today's pop landscape. But that's cool. I'll have to check this one out too.
For sure. Okay. Let's go back to negative because it's fun. I propose here the What Were They Thinking album. I'll go first on this one. This is where I have the Harry Styles record because
thank God.
Christ almighty, what the fuck was that? I just like, okay, the whole thing with Harry Styles is like, I never thought he was the most interesting member of One Direction. And then his post One Direction career has been extremely interesting. He's done lots of like really cool forays into folk and rock and, bringing back some like classic songs classic
psychedelic.
Sounds. Yeah. I mean, like I loved hearing Sign of the Times and like Project Hail Mary this year. Like that he has good songs, you know what I mean? And then he comes out with this, which is just like lifeless, boring background elevator music. And I just, it's a complete squandering of any goodwill he's built up for those who are not just like diabolical diehard fans. I don't understand this at all. As a follow-up to an album of the year winner, it's abhorrent. Just like I'm out. I'm out.
Do you think he felt bad winning against Renaissance, so he decided to release a shitty album so that it didn't happen again?
No, because I don't think Harry Styles cares about that shit. Do you remember?
He doesn't. I'm just joking.
Famously, when he won for that album, he said, "This never happens to guys like me." I'm like, "Oh, privileged white dudes from the UK."
I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. It gets me too riled up if I talk about it for too long.
So yeah, I don't have a problem burying Harry Styles for this. This is just awful. What are your thoughts, Jacob?
On the Harry Styles album?
Or also
just in general, what were they thinking? Yeah. I almost put this in my biggest disappointment because I gotta say, I love the first 2 Bleachers albums.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't like the last 3, and that's including the new one, which I listened to. I guess it came out last week, so this is like pretty unformed opinion, and I do reserve the right to come around on it. But like, I was just kind of pretty turned off that it kind of seems to be more of the same, like, I don't know, like the E Street Band is taking a nap. And some of the lyrics turned me off too. There's like a whole song about his wedding and how they had to, he's like, we shot down the drones. And I was just like, man, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, but I really don't. And yeah, I just unfortunately didn't do anything for me. And it's less, what was he thinking? But more like, I don't know that I'll ever. I'm scared I won't like a Bleachers album again. You know, he has grown increasingly unrelatable. I think his golden era for me was 10 years ago, not just in his own music, but also the music he was making with other artists.
100%.
And
yep.
I hope that he finds some inspiration again soon. But, you know, if he doesn't, I hope he's happy. But yeah, not for me.
Yeah, like when you're Jack Antonoff marrying a movie star and inviting Taylor Swift to your wedding, like I really don't feel bad for you for having paparazzi. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right. Or at the very least, like have enough sense to like not make a song and the album just has a lot of like references to rich people shit, which I don't like. Read the Room in 2026. You know what I mean?
And the like Life of a Showgirl. Yeah,
the musical stylings of it doesn't sound like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it sounds like he's going for like a really like rugged, raw kind of music, and then he's like talking about rich people shit. My biggest problem, I've never loved Bleachers. I've always preferred Jack Antonoff behind the scenes rather than as a front man. But the Bruce Springsteen pastiche, it's getting so old. I mean, everything he does just sounds like Walmart Bruce Springsteen. I'm like, please, can we just like find some other creative inspiration? I just feel that way every time I turn on a Bleachers album. I'm like, all right, what Bruce Springsteen demo are we pulling out now? It's getting a little bit exhausting. I'm like, I need something new.
Yeah, and that's why I like the first two albums more, is because they were pulling from more like contemporary indie acts.
Yes.
The song All My Heroes on Gone Now is like LCD sound system. There's a bunch of stuff on the first album that does like pull from the 80s, but more like John Mellencamp almost.
Yeah.
And the sort of really anthemic things that Bruce was only doing on a few albums. Like
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like he'll never put out a Don't Take the Money ever again. Like I just don't.
No.
I kind of over it.
His creative
I haven't
peak for
listened
me
to
was
this one yet.
melodrama.
Yes.
Yep.
Although I will say I have enjoyed his work with Sabrina Carpenter.
That is true.
Outside of
I have
that, nothing is really hitting for me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I think she's just such a supreme talent that it all works.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Lastly, in the album category.
Wait, I didn't do mine.
I'm sorry.
The What Were You Thinking album.
Yeah,
This is perhaps the one I'm most passionate about all year in a negative way. What the hell was Ray doing on that damn album?
Oh, I know. I almost put this in biggest disappointment too.
Okay. So listen, there's like a whole wave of like UK soul singers. It's just like that genre is never going to die. It's like every generation has their like UK soul singer, right?
Yeah.
And what I loved about Ray was that she was bringing something fresh. Like that debut album, like not all of it worked for me, but quite a bit of it did. Like Escapism is a damn good song, like a really great song with some genuinely fresh ideas going on. And then with this, I was laughing my way through it. Like it is so damn corny. The entire thing. First of all, it's like 3.5 hours long. It's just way too fucking long. And it's like the most annoying theater kid energy you will ever hear in your entire life. And like every single song has this like spoken word intro where she's like, this is a song about when I was walking home from a bar and I had my ladies with me. It's like, can you just sing the damn song? Like, I hate this spoken word stuff. I listened to it exactly one time and I was so off put by it that I can't even think about it anymore. And there were some people online that were trying to convince me this was like one of the greatest things. Can I tell you that I heard some people comparing it to Luke's by Rosalia?
Stop.
Huh.
Get fucked.
And I said, are you okay? Is everyone okay? Is this a mass psychosis event? What's happening? That's how I feel about this Ray album. I genuinely, I've never in my life had an artist that I was like mildly interested in just completely tank it in one go. I just like could not care less about her now. It's very disappointing. So that's how I feel about that.
That I don't disagree. Yeah, because I do really like my 21st Century Blues. There are some definitely like corny elements on it, and unfortunately, it's as if she took everything that I didn't like about the first album and just turned it up and leaned into it on the second one.
Bingo.
There's a couple songs I do like. You know, Where the Hell Is My Husband? Always going to be a banger.
Great song. Yep.
I think Lifeboat is cool, but it's just a less interesting back half of escapism, really. Like, and that's all I even remember. Like, there's one where like her grandpa sings on it, right? And
there's the song she does with Hans Zimmer where it's talking about her like walking out in high heels with her ladies.
Oh yeah,
like you needed Hans Zimmer for this. Like, this is what you brought to Hans Zimmer? Jesus Christ!
My sister did tell me that I don't like that song because I've never gone out on the town with my girls with heels on. She was like, "You would get it if you had done that," and that's fair. But that doesn't make me like it more. Because I just completely agree. Like the spoken word stuff, it's over orchestrated, it's over performed, it's overwritten, and all of the catchy elements, all of the relatable elements that were on the first one are unfortunately pretty much gone on this one.
I feel like I'm constantly vacillating between I want artists to be empowered to do their own thing, and also maybe record labels are good actually. And this is definitely an example of maybe record labels are good actually. That's all I'll say about that.
So fair, yeah. So, anyways, there you go.
As a flip side to that, what's an album that you wish more people were talking about this year?
I'm going to jump in here with a local band that I really, really love. They're called Jesus Christ Taxi Driver.
Amazing name. Oh my God.
A lot of their songs are rooted in a sort of religious upbringing trauma.
Great.
And I don't know how to describe them other than they sound like if Elvis did acid. They've got like
incredible.
Well, if he wrote the music that was in his mind, they got like rockabilly mixed with like some like 50s rock sensibilities, but then they'll do like a psychedelic breakdown they have one song that's not on this new album. It's on their first one called Goat Hell, where they take goat hell on the mountain and they just like completely distort it into something different. They also put on an incredible live show. Like, I mean, they are nuts. I just saw them a couple weeks ago and he ate a cigarette and he found some tape on stage and like taped his head up completely and then ripped a hole in the mouth so he could still sing. You won't get that listening to their new album, which is called Taxi the Rich. And it like alternates between just like really hyped up rock songs and then like pretty slow, kind of moody, almost like folky songs. And they're like a couple levels above a local band. Like they're clearly the best one in town doing it. They sound the best. They have the best written songs. And on top of that, when you interact with them, they're really nice. So Jesus Christ Taxi Driver, Taxi the Rich.
Phenomenal name, phenomenal band name.
I don't know what to say.
I'm stunned.
Everything. I'm sold. You sold that incredibly well.
Thank you. I might be their biggest and most annoying fan.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Taxi the Rich is hilarious. Okay, an album I think more people should be talking about. I'm actually going to name two. I have two Brits to talk about after talking trash about my last Brit. The first is James Blake with an album called Trying Times. James Blake is an artist I am not overly familiar with. I haven't really listened to his older stuff, but he's a singer-songwriter, producer, and this album, Trying Times, is just a really, really gorgeous blend of like, how do I even describe it? Soul. I think soul is kind of at the forefront of it. It's soul music with electronic elements and some R&B and acoustic stuff happening too. And it's like one of those albums that's really a slow burn. The first time I heard it, I was like, there's really something here, but I just don't know how to form opinions about it. And then by like the 10th time I heard it, I was just addicted to it. It's pretty slow, like pretty mid-tempo-y throughout the whole thing. But the title track, Trying Times, And then there's a song, I Had a Dream, She Took My Hand, that are just like these gorgeous soul ballads that really just land an emotional gut punch. And his voice is crazy. I mean, just really, really crazy. There's a lot of commentary on, humanity again in the time of AI and all this. It's really gorgeous record. Highly recommend that people check out Trying Times. And then the second one that I think people should be talking more about is this new Jessie Ware album called Super Bloom. Jessie Ware had a huge moment back in 2020 with her album What's Your Pleasure? Very like disco inspired. It went like triple platinum in the gay community. I was never like huge on it. But she did like a trilogy. So it started with that, What's Your Pleasure? Then Somewhere That Feels Good was the second one. I can't remember what year that was, 2022 maybe, or 23.
I don't know. I like that one.
And then this new one, Super Bloom, I think has gotten the least buzz out of the three. And I think it's the best one. I think there's some fantastic stuff on here. She's singing her ass off. She has this song called 16 Summers that is straight up a musical theater ballad. But whereas Ray went like the worst theater kid this is like genuinely like, please make a musical out of this song immediately. It's gorgeous. She sings it incredibly well. The disco stuff is still in here, but there's a lot of different elements thrown in here. The song that's like in every Western when they're like in the shoot down the
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah. That song, she has a song called Ride where she samples that and makes it like a gay club anthem. And it's awesome. It works incredibly well. Highly recommend this. She obviously, I think, has a huge fan base, but specifically, I just think of the trilogy, this one's getting the least amount of hype, and I think it deserves way more hype. It's so good.
That's great.
There you go.
My answer for this is the Grace Ives album, Girlfriend.
So good.
So the only thing that holds this album back is I don't know that there are any 9s or 10s on this album, but like it's consistently good throughout the entire thing. And I really like the soundscape she's created. This is very much a bedroom pop album, a genre that I kind of thought was on the way out, but I'm happy to hear it again because I actually really enjoy it. There are shades of Clairo, there are shades of the first Maggie Rogers album, but there's a little bit more edginess with Grace Ives, especially lyrically. And so, and some of her vocal stylings as well are pretty like unique and interesting. So I just really like this project. I'm excited to see where she goes from here because there are a lot of fun songs on here that I liked a lot. And it's just like a really pleasant listening experience with a lot of variety. So definitely wanted to shout this out.
Yeah. I've not listened to that one. I will.
It's good. It's really good. It's not one of my favorites of the year probably, but you're right. It's just super sturdy throughout the whole runtime and I really like. And she's working with a lot of the same collaborators that Haim and like Sky Ferreira typically worked with. Which you can hear that all over this as well. And I really like that sound a lot. There's a couple songs on there that have made my yearly playlist.
What's the one that's like I don't know any of the lyrics.
I don't know if I can pull it out, but I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I like that one a lot. I totally forgot the name.
Avalanche is a great opener.
Avalanche is really good. Yeah.
Really good.
Dance With Me is fun.
Dance with Me is my favorite. That's my favorite. Really good.
Yeah, I think the one I'm singing is Fire 2, I want to say. It's either that or Trouble.
Trouble would be my other favorite.
Yeah.
So I think we share a lot of similar.
Yeah, a lot of same standouts there. But yeah, really, really nice record. I like that one a lot. When I was unable to listen to anything, that was one of the few that like I could put on and enjoy. So I enjoyed it for that. Let's move on to two single categories before we get out of here. First of all, most promising lead single. Jacob, I'll let you start on this one.
I'm probably stealing this from one of you two, but I like Drop Dead, and I'm excited for the album.
Are we all going to talk about Olivia? Is this just Olivia?
Yeah, this is the Olivia category. So here we go.
Okay, great. Because Drop Dead fucking rules. Yeah. I love Drop Dead. It's like candy coated pop euphoria. It is just the stickiest. I scream sing this song in the car. I mean, absolutely scream sing it. It's so good. It's so good. But I'm here more to talk about The Cure.
Okay, same.
if
So-
we're good to
okay.
talk about The Cure.
Yeah.
Because I am like 89% sure this is her best song.
This is her big one. I am.
Mhm.
I'm more like 97% sure. To be honest,
Yeah.
I.
It's-
Is it because
Yeah.
it uses the same guitar line as Everlong? Maybe.
Everlong.
But I'm so here for it, and the music video is astonishing. It's one of the best music videos I've seen.
It's so
like
good.
point blank. Yeah, I'm just very excited for this record. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, she's gonna be 3 for 3 here very shortly.
Yeah. She's just, her consistency is unreal. I'm excited that this one feels a little bit more concept-y. Like the
Yes.
first half of the record is the girl so in love, and then the second half is the you seem pretty sad. I think that's a cool thing to do. And yeah, The Cure, you know, obviously the Everlong, immediately as soon as it started, I was like, hello.
Yeah.
But you know, also some Smashing Pumpkins vibes, and you know, just some of that really like indie rock from the 90s is all over
It's
this
been
thing. And
a big
Yeah,
year
go
for
ahead.
that too, because Hilary Duff does "Damn It," and is it "Growing Up"? Is that the name of the song?
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
No,
She does.
I love that Olivia's like saying this is not a rock album, and then she like puts out that, and then that one interview she did, they were talking about how one of her songs was like very influenced by the Cranberries, and I was like, yeah, I think you're just in your soft rock era, but you're still a rock.
She can't help
artist.
it.
Yeah,
this is why I love
it's
you.
in her DNA.
Yeah.
It's in her DNA. She really, really can't help it, and just fantastic, because I think that's where she shines. And yeah, The Cure is genuinely exceptional. That build up at the end is like, it's magic.
It's nuts.
Absolute magic. She's also singing her face
Also,
off.
this is where I'm like, she wrote a 5-minute song in 2026, and I'm
Thank
like,
God. Yeah.
It's
It's
like I don't mind a punk album, especially like I like that those are fast and loose and stuff. But I really like a longer pop rock song. Like I think 4.5, 5 minutes is like kind of ideal for me personally. So I really enjoy that.
I just like that she consistently seems to be writing for the arts and not the charts.
Correct.
I'm like,
yeah, and then ends up on the
very
charts
refreshing.
because it's so good. You know.
Because that's what people want. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're all on
Olivia,
the same
man.
page that it's just Olivia's singles right here.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we have-
Correct.
okay.
yeah.
Honestly, I would have said "Dancing on the Wall" before this is like my favorite lead single going into the album. But
Yep.
now that album is out, of course. So, okay, song of the summer contender. I'll quickly start here. I know, Danny. I know your song of the summer last year was "Midnight Sun." I feel like if the Olympics had happened slightly later, we would be talking about "Stateside" as the song of the summer this year. But it's a bit too late. I think it came out. It hit too early in the public consciousness. So I'm not sure what fills that, but darn, I would have loved that to be the song of the summer. It's so good.
So Stateside Remix is my number one pick for this as well.
Okay, cool.
And I agree with you. I think it came a little bit too early, but I think we could see a resurgence. I'm not ruling out
Okay.
a resurgence. It seems like Pink Panthers is kind of pushing "Girl Like Me" as the next single.
Okay.
But that Stateside Remix is like, Zara's verse on that is so addicting.
Phenomenal.
When she said "Boots, that's my ego boost," I said, please give her a Pulitzer. I'm sorry. Like, that's it. That is it. "Boots, that's my ego boost." Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's phenomenal. But I agree with you. I think it could be stunted because it happened a little bit early.
My favorite quotes from this episode, by the way, are what you just said, and Jacob saying that Bleacher sounds like the E Street Band if they're napping. Just hilarious stuff.
Great. I'm gonna never get to work with Jack Antonoff.
Oh no.
I'm gonna throw it back to Muna here. East Side Girls is my pick for song of the summer.
Man, I would love that.
It's catchy. It's sunny. The lyrics, especially in the bridge, they meet the moment. It's there for the taking. I think it could be a massive, massive song if we as a society let it be.
Mm-hmm.
I keep waiting for Muna to just have that.
I know.
What's going on here?
Doesn't seem to be happening. I don't know what's
doing.
going on.
What's going on?
What's going on? I'm glad that's a vocal stem of yours because I've been saying that a lot.
It's phenomenal.
I'm going to drop in one more contender that not a lot of people probably know about, but Naomi Scott, actress famous for playing Jasmine in the Aladdin movie and Smile 2. She dropped an album this year. I think the album is is promising. It's not like super good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not super good, but I think it's really promising. And she has a song on there called Cherry that is so addicting. It's very short.
Okay.
But the vocal delivery, the melody of that chorus, check it out. Seriously, it's called Cherry by Naomi Scott. And I think she could have a career in pop if she really wanted to. And the album isn't super poppy. It's like kind of R&B, which is a style that suits her really well, I think. If she got in the room with some really good collaborators and released like kind of a label project, I think she could be really big.
That's cool.
She's got something going for her. Yeah, it's really good.
I will say her performance in Smile 2 is, I think, one of the most underrated acting performances the last several years for me. I thought she was incredible in that movie, which was very scary to me as someone who likes horror, but like when it gets really scary is like, yeah. That was a tough watch, but she's amazing in it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay, any other projects you want to talk about before we get out of here today?
Looking at my list, I know I have one for sure, but I think we got to most of it. Yeah. So the one that I didn't get to mention is this new album called "Oh" by Fuckers, which I think is just hilarious.
Or fuckers, like
yeah, fuckers.
Yeah, fuckers.
I have no
also
idea.
A good album. I like this one too.
It's so fun. Talk about a quick, short, like really snappy album. It's very much like, I texted Jimmy this a couple months ago, probably, that I really feel like we have found the sound of the 2020s, which is like being spearheaded by Pink Pantheress and Charlie XCX. Like it's this very electronic, quick, snappy, like we're saying a lot in a short period of time with these like electronic elements that are inspired by the 2000s and the 2010s, but the technology has just been updated. Like that's how I feel. That's what I feel like the sound of the 2010 or the 2020s is. And this Fuckers album is like right in the pocket of that. It's very Pink Pantheress inspired, but it's like, it's not really club music. It's like house party music. And it just like has you by a chokehold the entire runtime. It's just really snappy, catchy songs. The vocal's not anything to write home about, but the production is. And yeah, it's super fun. I love this record. And do I have anything else? I think that's about it.
What do we think of the Charlie XCX singles?
So rock music, I'm in or out about, but I love Spring Summer 26.
Okay.
I'm really into that. I think that's a cool, fresh sound for her.
I have not.
So I don't know.
Yet.
We'll see. I'm confused about the direction of the project as a whole. I'm excited to hear more. I don't really know what to think, but I do really like that one song. Where are you at?
I've been with Charlie XCX since Boom Clap, and I've pretty much liked every single project that she's released. Yeah. And hot take, Brad is not my favorite of hers. I like it, but I'm honestly more into her insincere pop era. So I'm just along for the ride, you know. She'll put something out, I'll listen to it. She does very much still craft as albums, even though some of her best songs don't even live on albums like Vroom Vroom. So I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just waiting and seeing. I'm cautiously optimistic.
That's how I feel too. Is this the one Jack worked on, or is that the Wuthering Heights album? Because I know she was collaborating with him.
Jack and her worked together on the Mother Mary soundtrack.
Oh,
starring Anne Hathaway.
Interesting.
Which I have not seen yet, but I listened to some of the songs. Kind of cool. Also, FKA Twigs worked on that as well.
Yeah.
And in the same universe, we've supposedly got some Phoebe Bridgers coming out later this year too.
I have heard the rumors.
Like,
the streets are buzzing about it. So
she's doing some like really like intimate shows to kind of dip her toes back in. And I think she's doing it like she's announcing it like day of, like surprise show tonight. Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's very exclusive.
Will we get a Bo Burnham feature on this record? I certainly hope
he's been in the studio with her. There were photos leaked with her there. Bo was there. Maddie Healy was there.
Yeah, I'm sure Maddie was there.
She came out during the 1975 show that I went to a few years ago. So
she's on
very close.
what is the song? Jesus Christ, God Bless America 2005 or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's from fourth album. Is that right?
Yeah. Notes on a Conditional Form.
Yeah.
I need some 1975. They need to come back.
I agree.
I know they're divisive or whatever, but like for me, they're not. I like all of their albums. So.
The Pop Boys need Matty Healy. I'm so sorry. They need him. He needs to come back and help them remember what they are supposed to be doing.
Yeah, he does kind of raise everyone's game. They're like, okay, that's how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Boys are just better in bands. I'm sorry. Like, they're just better in bands. Girls can be solo acts. Boys need to be in bands. I don't know.
I like this opinion, actually. Yeah.
I kind of like this. I've been saying for years, I need the boys to go back and make sad garage music. Like,
it's needed. We all
it's
need
needed. Like, go back to the garage, boys. Stop this. Unless you're Troy Sivan.
Yeah, what do we just say? Like, Bruno Mars' best stuff from the last 10 years was with other people. Yeah. So
True. It's a good point. All right, you hear it here first.
Bands are back, baby. Maybe.
Bands are back.
So I think that about wraps it up.
Yes. Thank you for your patience with us as we were on hiatus, but we're back now. Our next episode will be a deep dive of Olivia Rodrigo's third album, so I'm pretty freaking stoked for that. Tell them where you can find us, Danny.
Oh gosh, it's been a while since I've done this.
I know.
Let's see if I can remember. You can always get in touch with us over email, thedailyrecordspin@gmail.com. Send us feedback, suggestions on episodes that you might want to hear. You can follow us at Instagram at @thedailyrecordspin_podcast, or you can follow us on TikTok just at @thedailyrecordspin. We post most of our stuff on TikTok and Instagram, so that's where you will have the best chance of seeing our stuff and interacting with us.
Yeah, and you can watch full episodes on YouTube or on the Spotify app.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Jacob, for being our guest today. As always, a pleasure, and thank you for introducing me to some new music to go check out. Both of you, I have a lot of homework to do before we get to the end of the year stuff, because I want to check out a lot of these albums. So,
let us know what Olive's digging, too.
Oh, she's been listening to a fair amount of Sabrina Carpenter. I feel like she enjoys that.
Good start. Yep.
Baby Shark, a banger in the house. I was singing a variety of songs to her this morning. She really likes when we sing to her, so I sang some Foo Fighters and some Red Hot Chili Peppers to her this morning. So, whatever was popping into my head,
Is that how you wake her up in the morning? I gotta know.
No, she wakes me up in the morning is usually how that goes. So,
fair enough.
She goes,
of course, yeah.
That's what Dave Grohl sounds like on the new one.
And with that, we will see you next time on The Daily Record Spin. Thanks so much for listening.